Hello everyone, if you're new here, my name is Keshante Chantel and welcome to my channel. So guys, I know that I have been absent for a couple of days. So I have just been dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. And so I just came when I heard about the hurricane. It's not that I didn't take it serious, but I will say one thing about South Carolina. I live in Columbia, South Carolina. We're a state in general that just doesn't prepare for hurricanes. We don't prepare for snow because typically, you know, when the news and stuff is like, oh, you guys are gonna get a hurricane, they might list like a state of emergency, but everything is slow. Like it's just slow as molasses. That's the best I can say. Like nobody really takes it serious because nothing bad really has happened. So this was the first time that we have really had to deal with like actual disasters in a while. And you know, some of the things that I'm going to talk about that happened to me is very, very minimal in comparison to the things that other people have lost. Because let's be real, some people have lost everything from houses, cars, pictures, memories, lives, and those things are very, very important. So the things that I'm dealing with can be fixed, can be replaced, but again, I just want to share my story. So of course, Thursday night, it started with wind and rain. And for me, that's a good night because I like when it rains and stuff, I can go to sleep. I'm so comfortable. I love that type of weather. But there was a bunch of tornado warnings and things like that. So I could hear the wind just get like really, really heavy, and the walls just felt like it was breathing, like you could just hear it. You could hear the sound, you could hear the wind up against the walls and stuff in the window. And so I was just like, okay, this sounds pretty bad. But of course, like instantly I went back to sleep, not thinking what I was gonna wake up to in the morning was just gonna be pure chaos. Around 4 o'clock in the morning is when I lost power. And so I was just like, well, damn, I heard the circuit blow. It was just like really loud, like an explosion. And then, you know, I sleep with the fan in front of the bed. So once the fan stopped going, I was like, what the hell? Because now it's hot. But by the time I got up that morning, I still didn't have power. So thankfully, because I'm a content creator, certain things in my house prepares me for the unexpected. So I had recently took some pictures with friends, and I had some portable lights that was still charged. So I just used those to be able to see, so I could do my makeup, take a shower. I still had hot water, things like that. But when I stepped outside, I had like, not big, like many tree branches and debris all over my car. And I was like, thank goodness my car didn't get ruined, because I parked right under a tree and it's like right in front of my building. It could have just totaled my car. But I'm so grateful and so thankful that that didn't happen. So I just kind of went to work, didn't think too much of it, because I was like, you know, maybe they'll get the power back on by the time it's time for me to come home. That did not happen. By the time I got off, like the majority, all I was getting was like calls from friends. They were saying, you know, who was like living in the surrounding area. They were just like, oh, my power went out, and they're like maybe 3 miles down the road. And I'm just like, damn, that's crazy. So I'm like, what am I gonna do? Because I don't want to go home to a dark house. But one thing about me, once I get in survival mode, I don't want to be an inconvenience to anybody. So I was just like, I'm going home. I'm not staying over nobody's house. I'm going home. Because of course my sister, she did have power, and she asked me if I wanted to stay, but I'm just like, what am I gonna do? I gotta get clothes for work. I gotta go home, see in the dark. And I just was like, I'll think about it, but I want to be home. So came home, and for me it's very hard because, you know, I don't have a man that I can call on and be like, hey babe, can I come stay with you? Or, you know, could you meet me at my apartment so I could get some stuff? Because you know, I don't want nobody to rob me. I just used my phone, the flashlight on my phone, sucked it up and was like, all right, we about to thug it out. So I had an electrical charger, I had my Bath and Body Works candles, and I just thugged it out for the night. It was a bit scary because, of course, like, my family was just like, you know, you're not supposed to sleep with the Bath and Body Works candles lit, blah, blah, blah. And I was, you know, you don't want to hear all that when you're going through it. You just want to get through it. So I dealt with it the first night, and I was like, okay, maybe my power will be on by the second day. Power not on by the second day. And I'm like, I just went grocery shopping, so I don't have no power. That means my food is gonna start to spoil and I'm about to really lose out. So what am I gonna do? So got off work, hit up all the gas stations in the area, nothing but lines, people trying to get gas. They're out of ice, out of ice. I went to the portable ice machines, they're out of ice. I'm just like, what the hell? So get back home, check my refrigerator, everything's still cold, but like, the stuff in the freezer is starting to slowly defrost, and the stuff in the refrigerator, it was like room temp. So I was just like, you know, at some point, if I don't get this stuff on ice, I'm not going to be able to use it. Well, by day 3, I'm on day 3, stuff in the freezer is completely melted. It's hot as all get out in my house. It was hot the first couple of days because like the weather was like 85, 90. So like you can imagine coming home and the weather is just hot as hell in the house and you don't have no lights. So from then on, I just kind of went into survival mode because I was like, I need to charge my phone at work. Once I get home, I cannot use my phone unless it's emergencies. I had to charge my iPad just so I'm not sitting up in the house with nothing to do because that's very boring. I'm not going to go home and go straight to sleep. It's just not happening. So stuff like that I had to think about. I had to make sure that when I went on break at lunch that I ate a good lunch, because by the time you get off, you know, all those lines are going to be really long, so you're not getting nothing to eat. So like my brain is just already in survival mode, and I'm not complaining because these are things that you just fight or flight. You have to know what to do next. So by day 4, I was just I was really over it because at this point, like all of my food, like the vegetables in the refrigerator had already started, like they got mushy and they had mold on them because it was so hot, and like, oh my gosh, it was just really, really bad. Thankfully, nothing started to stink because I don't think that I would have been able to handle that. And it just made it even harder because one, I wasn't in a position at my job to like really call out unless, you know, I was using it for sick time, which that's another thing that I didn't get to really talk to you guys about. I have been sick for the last 3 weeks, and even if you've seen me posting on YouTube, I haven't really talked about it because like sometimes I can be very private about things, but like I had been really, really sick and I got to get a procedure done, and I'll tell you guys about that at another time because right now this video is all about my survival mode with Hurricane Helene. And so, you know, by day 4 I did get power, but you know, I'm just like everybody else. I don't have money like that. So like people are living paycheck to paycheck, and right before this, like I said, I went grocery shopping, and so all of that food that I bought to help myself prepare meals so I didn't have to spend money, I lost it. And again, I can't complain about those things because there's some people who lost everything, not just food, and that can be replaced. So like if you guys have it to give and you see like a charity or something, then definitely donate, whether it's clothes, donate to people in need. Right now, I don't know, I haven't really looked at too many because like what's bothering me with this is like with FEMA, there's some people now, Asheville, North Carolina, Greenville, Spartanburg, those places are all, they just got added to the FEMA list, I believe, yesterday for the natural disaster. So they can get money or assistance to help. But Columbia, South Carolina, there's some people whose houses got flooded out. One of my friends, I'm gonna insert a picture, the tree fell on his house and he pretty much like had to stay in hotels for the last couple days. Another friend of mine, she had to get a hotel for 2 days because she hadn't had power or internet. I still have yet to have internet, and I did call, you know, AT&T, and they're just like, you know, we're aware there's a power outage. We don't have an estimated date. And I'm just like, well, I've already paid my bill, so I'm gonna need something something to compensate. And he just was like, it would be best for me to call instead of them doing like a little small credit. So like, if you live in South Carolina and you've been affected by this, or like if you've had an internet outage, then that is something to look into, or whether you have Spectrum, because if you are paying for a service and you haven't been able to utilize that service, then they are able to give you a credit, and that will help lessen the bill for the next time. So, you know, like I said, the things that I've gone through with this hurricane so far has just put me in survival mode. And, you know, it just lets me know how to better prepare for next time, because I was restless those couple of nights that I had to light the Bath and Body Works candles because I did not want my house to burn down. So, and I even had an incident where one of the candles slipped out my hand and wax went all over the wall, but that's another story for another day. But I just wanted to share what I've been going through. I am coming back with my scheduled content. I have a haul coming up, stuff that I was supposed to do before the hurricane hit. So I have a haul coming up. I also have some reviews, tutorials. You'll be seeing me more. I apologize for the absence. Your girl has just been going through it. So as always, thank you guys so much for tuning in, sticking around, and thugging it out with me. I love you. Stay safe. I know that there's supposed to be another storm coming soon, and so hopefully everybody is prepared for that. My love and my heart and my thought goes out to anybody who has been affected by Hurricane Helene. And again, if you know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, and you see a charity or something where you can give, if you have it in your heart, do it. Don't do it because I asked you to do it. If you see it and it moves you to do it, then do it. So thank you guys again. I will see you guys in my next video. Stay safe and healthy. Bye.